Tails, study. On the floor, elsewhere. I caught it. Guest room. It's heads. Guest room it is. For those of you watching the VODs, I flipped a coin. Guest room is where I'm going.
My journal is gone. What would they want with my journal?
Stupid urn. So the guest room's kind of been wrecked. Yeah, I know I'm like a tour guide for the game. That's what happens when you've played it this many times. It's still better than Machine for Pigs. It's still scaring me more than a Machine for Pigs after 4 playthroughs. 3, whatever. Need to stop repeating myself so all the time! Note time!
2nd of July, 1839. I received a letter today from the Algerian governor's office disclosing the fate of Herbert's expedition. About a week after my departure, Abdullah, one of the men traveling with us, returned from the desert. He was badly injured, as if maimed by a lion. The man rambled deliriously about the expedition being attacked by something horrible. The French quickly dispatched a search party to look for the expedition. After searching for days, they found the camp abandoned without any trace of Herbert or his men. Tomorrow, I'll retrieve the things they recovered from Herbert's tent at the customs house. I don't know what to make of it, but I'm worried for him.
I'd be worried about him too. Poor Herbert. Had to get that feather out somehow. Yeah. Get out of my room! Crowbar. Let's get a fire going. There we go. Huh?
Daniel.
What?
Still having nightmares, I see.
Yes, I can't shake them. They come every night.
We'll put a stop to them. You'll see.
3rd of July, 1839. Today I picked up Herbert's things at the customs house. I dug through the trove of documents he had carried and found a log detailing the expedition. The nature of this text ranged from quick notes to colourful accounts of transpired events. I skimmed the pages, trying to figure out what might have happened. May 17th, the day I was trapped inside the orb chamber, Herbert dryly states, "Recovered Daniel after 1 hour of entrapment." This confused me greatly. I was suffocating within minutes. How could I have lasted an hour? I continued reading the peculiar text. Herbert states his facts without judgment or passion, but suddenly I could read frustration into his text. He pushed his men to investigate the underground tomb, an effort which seems to have strained the minds of his men. Madness spread through the ranks, and Herbert had to take some extreme measures to continue. He finally visits the chamber himself, where he retrieves the orb to the surface. His account confuses me greatly. If he has the orb, what are those pieces in my drawing room?
What indeed? Oh, I'm starting to plug up. Not fun. Hopefully it won't last. Oh, what was this bunny's name? Oh, Two-Face! This is the bunny Two-Face. He's my companion. Pretty much. See why he's called Two-Face? Come on. Alright, well. Hip, hop, hip-a-dip, hop-a-da, hip-hop. Come on, straighten out, Two-Face. Two-Face, straighten out. Gosh. There we go. And hop-a-hip-hop. Oh, that's no problem. That's what crowbars are for. Including weepy ones like this one.
The key. Please, let it be here.
Meet Jonesy. That's Jonesy. Well, he sure left in a hurry, didn't he? He comes in again. No, we're not done, Don. Oh, God!
4th of July, 1839. It's done. The orb is assembled. I was awakened by an exhausting nightmare. Shaking and sweating, I retired to the drawing room with a cup of tea. The relic pieces lay spread across the table as I'd left them, but somehow I knew how it was supposed to be. I fetched the tar, which I had prepared to fix the pieces together, and without fault I joined them, producing the orb I remembered so clearly. The tar proved unnecessary. It was pushed out from the joining pieces as they merged on their own, with no adhesive. The ancient stone relic now rests on my table. Its immaculate surface and perfect shape could have been molded by a factory. This is all too strange.
Too strange. Now, I do believe it says an important key is hidden in the guest room. Guess where it is? Ah!
Oh, thank God, there it is. I guess it is a good place to hide it then.
This key will lead me to... Oh, the machine room. Well, I'll be able to get into the machine room now. That's fun. And I wish I could take Two-Face with me, but alas, the game does not let me. He flipped through the Book of Monarchs, looking for etchings, and counted 9 different kings from all over Europe had been depicted with an orb resting in their hands. I don't know if that's true or not. Oh! What? That wasn't there before. That is one seriously screwed up torso. Ugh. Well, I want to go to the machine room next. Oh, do you see that epic slide down? Heck yeah. I didn't take any damage. Whoa.
Don't forget your bag, Daniel.
I won't, Herbert.
I won't,
There's no
Herbert.
shame in using a parasol in the desert. As it happens, it's imperative to your survival.
But it looks ridiculous.
The shade will hurt much less than dying, I assure you.
Don't forget your bag, Daniel. I won't, Herbert. Yes, father. No, Herbert's not his father, but it's cute. Wait, what's over here? Oh, that's storage. No. Alright, we're gonna put that off, because storage... There's two places in this game that still scares me, like, really badly. There's the storage, and then there's the dungeon. Those two places just... scare me to no end. I hope you're enjoying your tour of Amnesia: The Dark Descent with Doncroft. Whee! Alright. Believe it or not, this place scared me too. If any place reminds you of a machine for pigs, this place should, because it's the machine room. Oh, let's see what's in here. It's got scary noises all over the place.
Ooh, 5th of July, 1839. Today, I went to the university looking for answers. I was able to sneak into Herbert's office and pick up an address book along with some relevant textbooks. Professor Taylor at the Faculty of History was very helpful, and I managed to approach the subject of the orbs. The most interesting aspect was the prevalent trace they had left in our culture. The mythic orbs may, in fact, have inspired the globus cruciger, which so many royal regalia holds to this day. In ancient times, the orbs were held by priests as a symbol of the sun and its power. As I was leaving, I overheard a disturbing conversation. Sir William Smith, the geologist, was killed last night. Less than a fortnight had passed since I'd asked for his expertise. I know it's silly, but I can't help feeling responsible somehow.
By the way, Sir William Smith and Professor Taylor and all that, they're actually real historical figures. Most of the people in this story are historical figures. Daniel and Alexander are not, but like Sir William Smith, Cornelius Agrippa, they're all real historical figures. Which I thought was cool when I found out. Oh, look at these tinder boxes. Da 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 da. You gain some, you lose some. Alright. I could totally cheat on this, but I won't. So you got all these levers, and you're like, oh, I don't know what to do. Oh no. I don't know what to do. Okay, so you explore some more. Duck under the pipe. Hello.
Of July, 1839. I've read every book I can find on the subject. While rich in legend and hearsay, my knowledge is lack for the insight I crave. I've sent letters to many in Herbert's address book and received answers of varying importance. Today, I got one which differed greatly from the others. From a baron in Prussia. He said nothing about the quaint stories of priests in underground temples. He didn't even mention them. He simply wrote, I know. I can protect you. Come to Brennenburg Castle. Signed, Alexander. What am I to make of this? Protect me from what? Is someone after me? I looked up Brennenburg and traced it to the Prussian woods near the Baltic Sea. While being the least informative letter I've received, it causes me greatest distress and interest. As I write, my thoughts are drawn to my nightmares in which a most disturbing sound calls to me. A sound defying description. A voice from the void. The last few weeks have been awful, with so many sleepless nights dreading a repeat of those horrid dreams. Tomorrow, I shall visit my physician, Dr. Tate, in hope that he can provide me with sedatives to help me sleep.
I heard yesterday that there's apparently a mod in StarCraft that's pretty scary. I'll have to try that out, although I can't remember what it was called. I'd have to look it up in my Skype conversation. Machine equipment memo. Note that there are only 2 spare rods left in the storage from the elevator machinery. Make sure that to only discard the ones which are badly damaged and keep the others in the inner study rooms in case all 3 would crack again. This is the part that is like so easy, and yet Day 9, who's like a mathematician, just could not figure it out. It was hilarious. Anyways. Scary sounds. Dark room. Let's light it up a bit. These workspaces, I prefer to keep them well lit if possible.
July 1839. How has this escaped me? They're all dead. Limbs scattered, heads split down the middle, their skin flayed as if boiled. I feel like I'm falling into myself. What's happening? Sir William Smith, Professor Taylor, now Dr. Tate. Is it following me? How can it not be? It's the damn thing I brought from Africa. Something is after me. I have no choice but to trust the Baron. He better know what he claims. If he is wrong, I suspect he'll regret it as well.
Oh, yes. I won't refill that oil just yet. So we got some machinery here. It's not a machine for pigs, it's a machine for humans. So it's kind of worse, but hey. All these tools. Weapons! Ah! This will do like 1 damage, maybe 2 damages in some RPGs. It's not very effective. Alright, so we got some machines. I want to start them up. This runs the elevator. Nothing for the burner to ignite. Well, good thing we've got coal that we can pick up instead with a shovel with our bare hands. Now here we go. Let's see if I can make this. Now come on. No. Dang it, it's just like those fair games. Little higher. Score! Up. Ah! Come on, come on. 2 points. Let's do this. For heaven's sakes. Ah! I never was good at basketball. Boom! Who knew horror games could be so much fun? Yeah! Let's go for a 4th. Even though it's full, let's do it. Let's do it. No! Dang it! Rim shot. Ah! I'm getting worse. Oh, come on! So close. Ah! Just get in there. Burner's on. Then you're like, okay, start this up. Very clearly there's some gears missing here. So we need to fix this up. So there are gears scattered around. Like this one, sprockets, I guess you call them. Cogs, sprockets, whatever you want to call them. Should be able to move. Yes. Minis. And all that scary sound is going on the whole time. Heard it? Overshot. Alright. And then, it still won't work, I don't think. Because of those rods and the, of course, those, the rods and the levers. Now, I know how to do the levers, but, I'm gonna pretend I don't. Because I don't want to cheat. You gotta find a note to tell you how to do them. Okay. So enough mucking about in the machine room. Let's go get something done. To the study! The strange letter frightened him, but it was the only one which offered some comfort. The hood's making me itchy. Alright, so we're back. We're back in the tranquil atrium, I think it's called. Stop closing the doors on me, dang it! Time for the study. Time to study up. Professor Taylor was the second death caused by his damned curiosity. Oh yeah, this reminds me of the archives. It's also very spooky. And there's always like dogs crying out in terror and pain. Which is rather obnoxious. Oh look, it's that little stupid figurine that PewDiePie made so famous and named Stefano. It's actually just a weird guy in a turban with a sword being held in a weird way, kneeling. Chuck Testa. Oh, come on. Pick up the... There you go. Ah! Beata Maria, who I am a righteous man. Of my virtue I am justly proud. That's a song from The Hunchback of Notre Dame. And breaking glass. We shall pilfer and pillage. Look, outdoors. Oh. Letter regarding the discovery of an orb. I think this is a long one. To my most trusted student and friend, Johann Weyer, the most remarkable thing happened when I was traveling through the Prussian woods this summer. I finally found one of the orbs I have been looking for the last 20-odd years. It is as inexplicable as Heliodramus described it in the Hortus Conclusus. It was as it was told about, an underground Mithraic temple crowned with an unearthly artifact. The orb was big enough to fill my cupped hands, and the texture was smooth and jagged. Its color washed while rich. I think it's a Dragon Ball, guys. I think they're finding Dragon Balls. Contrast is not enough to describe its nature. It was an impossibility, an artificial paradox captured within stone. I was staying in a nearby village called Alstadt, investigating one of the most antiquated trails, when I finally found the cavern. I went inside, and suddenly I could verify the truth of these enigmatic artifacts. They were real. As you can understand, this is the most important discovery of my life, but it has become my greatest fear. As I entered the underground chamber, I could feel that I was trespassing. Because of my curiosity, I did my best to fight these instincts and fetch the orb from its place. I scrambled out of the chamber and into the woods. I could sense something was following me. It bayed loudly as it closed in. The beast, this guardian of the orb, was relentless in its pursuit. I made my way to a nearby ravine when I stumbled upon some men fishing in a lake. I tried to warn them as I passed, but fortunately they remained as I continued my escape. When I heard their cry of pain echo through the valley, I felt such a tremendous sense of relief, thinking I would be spared. Suddenly a blue shimmering light engulfed me, and the colors of the forest were washed away before my eyes. I kept running through the bleak surroundings. The trees had turned charcoal, black with leaves of cinders. The ground covered in murky water. I pressed on through the drenched land as the glowing ember gave way to the rising wind and rained on me. I could hear pleading screams in the distance, and I joined in as pain and fear overtook me. I fell to the ground, gasping for air. This certainly must sound strange, but I had been carried miles away across the Alps to a grassy field outside Genoa. The guardian had taken the orb from me, but still until this day I fear its return. Sometimes I lay awake at night, listening for the howling cry I heard in the forest. It had been nearly a decade since that day, and I still haven't been able to write about it, the incident. Except you just did. The last time we spoke, you told me about your interest and ongoing research in the mythic orbs, and I realize now I owed it the truth about my visit to Alstadt. Your friend and mentor, Heinrich Cornelius Agrippa, and that was to Johann Weyer. Alright. Woo! Oh well. Kind of scary. Oh, this room isn't nice either. Well, it is a lot nicer now that Two-Face is here.
Let's see what you have to offer. What a mess. I should have sharpened the saw, but I can sense it. It's definitely there.
Poor dog. And look at this. Oh dear. Canis lupus familiaris, 1658, April 12th. After a short study, it is clear that the agitation found amongst humans can be found in the dog. Fear and pain induce stress, which seems to trigger an endogenous response, causing the animal to burst with energy. I believe that the catalyst is produced in the brain. It is difficult to determine exactly where and what it is, but I can sense it. It reeks of cosmic genesis. There is an inherent problem in harvesting this energy, since the creature is bound to die from the exercise. I must refine this process to torture to enable any real work to be done. More experiments must be performed, but it seems that only human beings are able to produce the amount necessary. It might be their ability to appreciate the severity of the process that ultimately augments their experience of terror. So apparently he's harvesting a compound that's made through torture. Oh, isn't that nice? What do you think? Yeah, I think you don't think it's very nice here. There's another dog head. Creepy room. All right, short break time. I'm trying to do this about